There we go, people. So there's the port. Now, like I say, that head dissipated quickly. I do like that word, so I've used it a couple of times. I'm going to give that a tippy toppy too. Why not? So what you can do with this machine, well, that's what you can do. You can make it look good again. Is it going to go over again? It has. Well, hello there. Perfect Drafters. How we diddly doing? How we diddly doing? Are we good? Good. Because, people, yeah, we've got this little baby. Now then, this is a little pleasure for me because normally I have to stop the recording, get the keg out of the machine, video that when I want to show you the keg, and then put it back in, wait for it to chill again. Only a little bit, you know, but it's still a bit of a mission. But today, because I bought a 2-pack with a couple of glasses of this latest keg release, no need. I've got another keg in. So it gives it away straight away what I'm reviewing. We are looking at the Brewdog Hopped in Harmony. Yes, we are. So the latest keg to be released on the machine. Is it a beauty? It's an IPA, yeah, which I am a fan of. I do like them. Brewdog, you know, love them or loathe them, they do some good beers. They just do, right? I know it's trendy not to like them, but I don't mind them, yeah. Punk on this, I think, is an absolute beauty. I do. I like it, and I gave it a good review. Lost Lager, wasn't so keen. I'll be honest with you. So how does this measure up? Let's look at those facts right from the offset. We're talking Hopped in Harmony. That's what we're talking. We're talking exclusive to the Perfect Draft. You can't get this in tins, which can be a bad thing. I often do recommend trying a can before getting the keg, plunging for that extra monies. It's a citrus IPA. It's orangey. It's zesty, apparently. They do tout it as having those zesty flavours of orange. Now then, so's the old Clockwork orange, hasn't it? So how close is it to that? I've got to be honest, when I have a pack of Brewdog, a mixed pack, and I've had that a few times, I even had the Brewdog advent calendar once, when I got the Clockwork orange, I was a bit disappointed because I just knew I didn't like it that much. But hopefully the orange isn't so overpowering in this little beauty. It's a sessionable IPA. It is 4.5%. So it brings it below the boldy threshold of 5%, making it sessionable. So it's got some competition on the Perfect Draft. And we'll run through that competition to see where I believe this keg sits amongst those other sessionable IPAs, as well as some of the stronger ones. Then there's the price point, £41.90. Yeah, I'll say it again, £41.90. Is it a gold keg? No. So let's just have a quick look at the close competition. You've got Ghost Ship, which is also a 4.5%er, but it doesn't have that Brewdog price tag. It's £37.50 that, and I enjoyed it, so I will definitely be comparing this to Ghost Ship. Then you've got Green Mountain. Now that's a 4.3%er, and that was £38.90. So how does this measure up to that? Thornbridge, an absolute quality brewery. Jaipur, I still long for you. I do. An AM/PM for those retro Perfect Drafters. Yeah, long for that and all. So Green Mountain, very hard to get now. You can still get it from some off licenses, from some keg traders, but generally it's not on the Perfect Draft website, which is a shame. I didn't mind Green Mountain. I thought it was quite good. Not massively flavoursome, but it wasn't a bad one. You could taste that smoothness. It was nice, good mouthfeel. So how does this compare to that? And then you've got the old boy, the major sessionable IPA that's always been on this. That said, I can't currently see it in stock, but it's got to come back in. Goose Midway. Now that's a 4.1%er, and I do, like I say, enjoy a bit more of a strengthy IPA. But that was purely sessionable. It really was. And it was tasty. It was a good one. And that was £37.50. So you're looking at around £3 or £4 more for this keg compared to any of those little beauties. And some of those are beauties. So this has really got to tickle those taste buds. It's really got to dazzle. It's got to excite to really make you buy this keg again. Now I did, like I say, buy this in a double pack with the glasses, which did bring down that price. But that was a special introductory pack. It's not going to be available all the time. So generally, you are going to be paying £41.90 for this Brewdog belter. And then you've got the stronger IPAs, which you do expect to pay a bit more for. And there's some absolute classics amongst these. There are some that, honestly, if you haven't tried, you have got to try. Vocation Life and Death. Probably for me now the best IPA on this machine. Still shed a tear at Crew Republic. I do, but Vocation Life and Death is still there. It's available as we speak, and that is beautiful. Now that is £1 more. It is £42.90, but you are looking there at a 6.5% ABV. Then we've got the granddaddy of the IPAs and one of my very first kegs that came on this machine for me when I was reviewing it. Goose IPA. Smooth as you like, citrus little taste in there, absolute beauty. You're looking at 5.9% for that Goose IPA. Now it's every bit as good as the Goose Midway. It's better. And that is £39.90. So you're looking at this being a couple of quid more than that. Really? And then you've got the other obvious Brewdog IPA that's on there, the Punk, and that is £39.90. Now that's for a 5.4%er. So just for that reason, you really have got to question this price point. What's going on there? Are they just charging more because this is exclusive to the PerfectDraft? Fair enough, maybe that's it. But at the end of the day, when I taste this, where does it sit? First of all, amongst those sessionable IPAs, but then because of the price point, does it compete with some of those stronger ones? Well, the question's at the top of Baldy's mind, yeah? As usual, people, I will be having some snackage, and I do like the sound of the taste of these crisps. It's crisps again, but I do like the sound of the taste of them. So, hopefully I'll be enjoying that. Anyway, people, without further, let's have a look at this keg a little bit closer up. It's sitting here. I ain't got to extract it from the machine. Good. Let's do the pour. I'll bring it in. We'll see if it's got many bubs. IPAs generally don't have so many, but let's see how many they have in what is allegedly, because they did say in one of their sessions, one of the Brewdog PerfectDraft sessions that they did, is allegedly a nucleated glass. For those that don't know what a nucleated glass, it means it's got like etching on the bottom of the glass, and it helps the bubs come up. Now these glasses, I do believe, were also available with the Lost Lager, so maybe they have got a bit of nucleation to them. Nucleation, is that a word? Don't know, but that's what I'm saying. I think I can see some grooves. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt because that's what they said. So I will be pouring it in that. We'll see if we've got any bubs. I'll bring it back. I'll have a sippy suppy soo. I don't know if it'll need a tippy toppy too. This, as you can see, or probably not because that glass is there, is the very first pint out of this keg. There's no trying this one before. The reaction you see will be the first time reaction. So I'll have a taste. I'll let you know what I think. But before I rate it, I will have some snackage. I'll have those crisps. Then I'll rate both the crisps and then this Hopped in Harmony. How good is this Brewdog Hopped in Harmony? Exclusive to the PerfectDraft. Let's have a look at that keg and kick things off, people. Let's go. Okay, so there it is. It doesn't look cold this time, people, because it's not. This is the one that's not chilled. Yeah, this is the one that basically still has, you can't see that, it has the old pipe still on top, still attached. So anyway, people, what are we looking at? We're looking at a nice deep green background. We're looking at the standard Brewdog kind of branding. Hopped in Harmony. They do like this kind of shield effect. We've got United We Stand for Better Beer. Fiercely defiant and independent. That's what they're reckoning. Brewed in Ellen. Yeah. Citrus IPA, 4.5%, your standard 6 litre keg. We swing it around, and what can we see? Some of the other kegs on offer. What kind of best before date has this got? Let's have a look at that. 5th, 2024. That is good, yeah? That is good. I mean, that's 9 months on that. Whew, yeah. Look at that. There we go, Brewdog Hopped in harmony. Let's get it poured. Okay then people, there we go. So I've set it to 4 degrees. That's what the app suggested. Yeah, with some of the IPAs, that's the advantage of the Pro. A little bit extra temperature brings out the flavours. Obviously, if you've got a cider in there, bring the temperature down. Up and down, up and down. That's what you can do. Anyway, here we go. There's the Brewdog glass. Set to 4 degrees. Let's get it poured, people. There we go. Is he going to get a bit of spillage? Is he going to get it? Yeah, he's got a little bit down the side. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that ain't a bad head. That's what the drip tray's made for. Yeah? Right, look at that. That looks like a pint. It feels like a pint. Let's bring it in. Let's bring this pint in. So there we go then, people. Look at that. Yeah. I've put a bit of lighting underneath it just so you can see that colour. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Yeah. Kind of straw-like colour. Almost looks like a lager, to be fair. Yeah. Especially in this glass. It's a bit of a lager-like glass. You can see some bubs firing up there, though. Lovely little white head. Yeah. Already started to dissipate, that head has. But not bad at all. Pretty compact. Got some bubs in there. You wouldn't be happy if it was a Guinness, but it ain't a Guinness. That is Hopped in Harmony. Brewdog Citrus IPA. Let's give it a sippy suppy soo, people. And maybe even a little tippy toppy too. Someone's killing a cat out there. There we go, people. So there's the port. Now, like I say, that head dissipated quickly. I do like that word, so I've used it a couple of times. I'm going to give that a tippy toppy too. Why not? So what you can do with this machine, well, that's what you can do. You can make it look good again. Is it going to go over again? It has. It has. But it does look good. Right. I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah. Number one, because it is a newish keg. Number two, because I don't mind Brewdog myself. I ain't going to criticise them. You know, obviously there's things you can criticise them for, but, you know, they do some decent beers, I reckon. And number three, I like an IPA. So, this could well be for me. It is 4.5%, like I say, and I do love the kind of like, you know, Goose IPAs and the Vocations. I love that Crew Republic. So I did like those ones that were a bit more punchy. That's my only reservation. So, and also I suppose, no, there's two reservations. The other one is that Clockwork Orange. I don't want it to be as orangey as that. Please don't be as orangey as that. Right, these glasses are nice, by the way, because, I mean, they've kind of got grooves either side of them to secure the hand holdage of the glass. That, I think, after a fair few, you're still going to be safe. And they are thick as well. Good thick glasses. Right, anyway. There we go. Cheers, Perfect Drafters. Let's give her a go. Cheers. All right, okay. I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad. I think that's got some taste to it. It's not as smooth as what I thought it might be. You know, it's not as smooth as a Goose IPA. No way. Or even the Midway. It's not. It's almost lager-esque in its roughness. I mean, I can't see loads of bubs kicking off, but it feels a little bit carbonated for an IPA. And like I say, a little bit edgy. Yeah, sharp almost. It's nowhere near as orangey as the Clockwork Orange, which I'm grateful for. It's more subtle than that. I mean, don't get me wrong, when I had that Clockwork Orange in my Brewdog advent calendar, I still had it. I still enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I definitely would not buy 10.5 pints of Clockwork Orange. But that I don't think is going to be hard to get through. I really don't. It's nice and refreshing. I mean, 4 degrees I think is pretty good. You do get them flavours coming through. It's nice and refreshing. It's good. It has got those citrus notes in there. Absolutely. Definitely, like I say, it's got that zesty orange, like it says on the tin. So it can't fault them there. I'm just surprised the mouthfeel isn't a bit smoother. That's all. That's probably my only qualm. That's a word to get your mouth around it. Qualm. The other qualm with it would be, use that twice in pretty quick succession. The other qualm would be third time. The other thing I'd say with it is, like I said right at the start of this video, and that's why I went through these things. There are choices, right? Yes, there's not as many IPAs as there are lagers on this machine. You know, picking a lager on this machine is like picking a car park space in an empty car park. You're just going round. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I do. I find it harder. I'd rather there just be one car park space free. But I'm fine. If it's empty, I don't know where to park. I'm all over the shop. Yeah, it takes me ages. Too much choice. And that's the thing. There's too much choice sometimes. Yeah, not everything's always in stock and people still batter them for not having all the kegs in stock. But you pick a good lager on this. Someone goes, oh, just pick us a good lager on the PerfectDraft Baldy. I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, there's a fair few. It's not easy. What kind of smoothness do you like? What kind of punch do you like? You know, there's a lot of different criteria you've got to think about because there are some crackers. I mean, your Hawkston, your Stella on this is brilliant. Hertog Jan Pilsner, you know. Then the Oktoberfest ones. You are spoilt for choice of good lagers. Good IPAs, I think, is a little bit harder. It's just not quite there. I know I bang on nearly every review when there's an IPA about Crew Republic, and that was absolutely brilliant for me. It was my #1 keg. It was absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Goose IPA is fantastic, and Vocation Life and Death is fantastic, right? They are amazing IPAs. How does this sit amongst them? I think is what you've got to go through. How does it compare to those sessionable ones? And how does it compare to those more punchy ones? It's definitely straight away not as smooth as I don't think any of them. It's got a lager kind of edginess to it. But it doesn't make it awful. It almost makes it a little bit unique. Anyway, before I rate it and before I put it in amongst those different kegs, where does it sit and would I buy it again? I'm going to have some snackage. So like I say, I am looking forward to this snackage. Now, that's because, #1, what is going on there? I'm going to have to bring that in. I'm going to have to bring this crisp packet in a minute and just show you the image that they've used. Right, I'm surprised. Yeah. Anyway, Tyrrells. Tyrrells are good crisps. So that's got to make these a safe bet. They are new. They've got a Queen's crown on the new. So, you know, that's got to be impressive. They almost have picked a like royalty style gold colouring to them. And I think those ladies that are on the front, they almost look like royalty. But anyway, Tyrrells, hand-cooked English crisps. This flavour, tomato and chili chutney flavour. Now, I love a bit of chutney. I do. I absolutely love. I love dips. There used to be this place in Leicester. I think it was on the oh, what's that park? It's like where the Odeon is and stuff like that. And it's near the King Power. Anyway, it's not Meridian. It's somewhere else. But basically, that park there used to have, I think it was turned into a Nando's, but it used to be called Fatty Arbuckles. Now, that might show my age a little bit. I think it was a chain, Fatty Arbuckles, but basically, the one thing they did absolutely brilliantly, they did kind of, I think they had Fatty Arbuckle challenges and stuff like that where you get t-shirts, you know, I mean, Food Meets Beard bloke and stuff like Randy Santel and people like that would love that kind of thing now, although I'm sure it's not quite as big as what they manage. But I'm sure they had challenges, I'm sure you got t-shirts, but the thing they did that I loved, other than giving you a big portion, was when you got your meal, they put a little table by the side of you, fold-out table, you know, nothing too fancy, and then put a whole host of dips on that table. And I'm talking something like 20, 25 dips. Yeah, I ain't just talking tomato ketchup, barbecue sauce, and a bit of mayonnaise. No, I'm talking all sorts of dips. I'm just saying I like dips. I like dips, I like chutney. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna like this. I mean, chili chutney, it's gotta be one of your faves. Any blurbage? They're saying tomato and chili chutney flavour, the sweetness of tomato with a subtle kick of spice. So I'm not gonna get over excited and I'm not gonna raise my expectations too much about the spice level. I'm gonna set myself there right from the offset. They've got a jacket potato, no, not jacket potato, they've got a spud, and it's saying only the finest spuds. And just to kind of visualise that in a graphic, again, I might bring this in, they've got a jacket on the spud. That's why I almost said it was a jacket potato. Only the finest spuds are good enough. We use the best dressed spud to see what they've done. They've dressed a spud. And never any artificial ingredients, such as artificial flavours, colours, or MSG. Then they've got a hand handing you some crisps. Our signature crunch and less greasy fingers. Nice. Hand cooked and spun for exquisite crispiness. I like that. I do like that. So anyway, let me bring this packet in because there's a few things. I'm not going to say a lot about it, but do have a look at the imagery they've used on the front, and then I'll show you that potato with a jacket on. Yeah, not going to say a lot, but yeah, just look at that. Look at that image. There's the Tyrrells. Yeah. Then if we look at the back, let's have a look at this little fella. There he is, look. Look at that spud with a jacket on. Lovely. Look, lovely stuff. Hey? Right, let's get into them. Give them a little shake. I don't think they need much of a shake. Right, let's give them a snifty snufty snoo though. Definitely getting some kind of chutney whiffs there. Yeah, liking the snifter. Now, in some of my recent-ish videos, I can't remember what beers I was reviewing on them, but I had Spuddos. And Spuddos kind of made me think of Tyrrells a bit, and Burt's, and Kettle Chips, because that's the style they are. That kettle chip style crisp. A bit of a step up from your standard Walkers, and Spuddos kind of went right in the middle range of in between those styles of crisps. But I do like this kind of crisp, the kettle chip that the Tyrrells is. Let's give them a go. Got a bit of a thirst on tonight, I think. Yeah, it's been a hard week. It's not even been a full week. But anyway, let's give them a go. Let's give them a go. Right, I'm going to do a tour. So, in terms of my kind of more recent reviews and stuff where I've been looking at the kind of baked colour of them, they're looking like they've been to Spain at least. They've got a bit of a tan. Yeah, you're definitely getting a bit of a chili whiff and also a chutney whiff. Let's go have a taste. Let's go. Yep. Yep. Yabba dabba doo. Yabba dabba doo. Tyrrells, thank you. Oh, it feels like forever since I've had a decent snack. It really does. I mean, honestly, those insane grain things I had, whatever they were, insane crisp, they done me. They almost made me lose faith in snacks. And then, what did I have? Those Max pepperoni feast things last week. You know, not bad, not awful, but it was like, my expectations were high. I thought they were a safe bet. They even let me down. I think I gave them a 6. Oh. And I think it's a good job I read that kind of thing on the back there that says, you know, a subtle chili kick. It is a subtle chili kick. But what I love is a tanginess. And I've got an excited tone to my voice there. There's a tanginess that hits the taste buds at the back. And you just think, yeah, there is that kick there, but also, ooh, there's a bit of fruitiness. Look, I've got a bit of fruitiness in my crisp. That is lovely. And then you've also got the standard crunch of a kettle-style crisp. That is a lovely flavour. And I am so grateful for Tyrrells. The imagery they've chosen on the packet is questionable. But their style of crisp and their flavouring there, that's lovely. It's lovely stuff. They're nice. Now, they weren't cheap. Normally I get snacks on a bit of discount. I think they were £2.50 for them. So, I mean, my other kind of top tierage of crisp, I'm doing a pyramid there, but my top tierage of crisp would be like my Max Strong jalapeno and cheddar. And when they're full price, I think they're £2. I think they're $1.99. So, you know, these are charging more. £2.50 isn't cheap, but that is a lovely flavour. And there is a little bit of a heat kick after you finish. Yeah, that's there. But that fruitiness plus the kind of heat kick that you get, not too spicy, but it's there. It's just kind of like as you breathe out, you can kind of just feel it there. Nice. And I do have quite spicy stuff. So I'm not saying I'm like majorly, I'm not well hard. I have like, give me a file. Not that. I'm a Madras kind of style strength person. And, you know, I don't generally go up to a Vindaloo or anything like that, but I'm a Madras. That's the kind of strength that I like because you can still taste the flavours without numbing your mouth. So that's generally what I hopefully have one this Saturday. Yeah, after the Radio 2, because I'm that kind of age now, festival thing in Victoria Park. So hopefully. But anyway, they're good. They're nice. They are a little treat. Now often, snackage that's good does lift the beer. So is that the case? I'm going to go for it again. I mean, Brewdog, you've done well to be paired with them. You have. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Anyway, depending on your mood, you could be really down on a beer or not. Yeah, that can happen. But I like this combo. I do. And it's lifting the spirits slightly. And to be quite frank with you, after the week I've had, I need some lifting of spirits. You know, I'm not going to lift the Disaronno off the shelf and start whacking that back. But I'm enjoying that beer and I'm enjoying those crisps. Right, let's do some ratage of both. It's a tricky one, this. It is a tricky one. I cannot recall because some of those other IPAs that I've mentioned, you know, I've reviewed them a long time ago. I can't roll your tongue on that. Just a long time ago, right? So I find it difficult to kind of give it the right rating, but I will still, because my memory's pretty good on those, place them amongst those kegs. Place this amongst those kegs. In terms of ratage, I'm going to give this a 7.5. Now that's not bad, right? Because once you get up to 8, and I know it's a lager, but I always remember 8 for the Spaten, or Spartan, whatever it is. I get corrected no matter what I say. But basically, 7.5 is respectable. It is. I don't mind that. I'm actually quite happy I've got 2 kegs of that. Not disappointed at all. We'll fire it down quite merrily. And a few mates I'm sure will help me. And that is not bad. Like I say, it's a bit sharper, it's a bit like a lager in the mouth, but it has got an IPA taste. Definitely citrusy, definitely orangey, but not overpoweringly orangey, and you can get through 10.5 pints of it. It's a sessionable beer. It will go down easy enough, it's refreshing enough, it's tasty enough. So, happy days. 7.5 for that. Those I'm giving a 9. I love them. And I love them for a reason that they're an alternative to a very spicy snack. You know, I do like spiciness in a snack, especially with a beer. But that, because it's got a little bit of a kick, but also a bit of fruitiness because of the chutney, I'm loving it. Loving it for an alternative. That is a lovely new flavour. Let's hope it sticks around. Right, in terms of where this keg sits as a sessionable IPA, right? So I would have as my top tier sessionable IPA a Green Mountain. Then I'd have Goose Midway, then I'd have Ghost Ship, and then I'd have this, right? So although I've said this is cracking, I don't think it's as good as the other sessionable IPAs on the Perfect Draft already. I just don't. That said, they're cracking. They are cracking kegs, and I've given them cracking scores. If you really like that kind of orangey taste to your IPAs though, this would probably top those for you. So that's what I'd say for that. If you do therefore bring in the fact that you're not bothered about sessionable, but you just want an IPA, and therefore you're open to the stronger ones, it doesn't compete, right? Vocation absolutely wipes the floor with it. The Vocation Life and Death is #1 on it at the moment in terms of IPA. So this doesn't hold a candle to that. And that would be my top. I would then say Goose IPA comes in as a close second to that. It's a cracking IPA. Very smooth again, lovely citrus taste. It's nicer again. This, again, doesn't compete with that. And then you got Punk IPA, which I thought was a cracking keg on this. So, again, I would buy that over this as well. I'm not saying this is awful. It's just those other IPAs I've mentioned are better. And that's what it is. That said, if you do like that orange taste, you want that orange taste to your beer, this might be for you. That's what I'd say. Worth a go. Worth a go in the end of the day. If you're buying a 3-pack, whack it in. Whack one in. But you have got to consider that I think you're overpaying for this keg compared to those others that I've mentioned. But anyway, it's respectable. Respectable. Not bad at all. Right. And they're well worth picking up from Tesco's, those Tyrrells. Or other good supermarkets. I dare say they are there. I'm not going to comply with any kind of, influencing, because I don't influence anything. Right. I would love to say I've got another keg review coming up, but unless Left Blanche, whatever you want to call it, the wheat beer that is the Left one that came out quite recently, comes back into stock, I've literally reviewed every single keg that is available on the Perfect Draft, and obviously a lot that have been discontinued. There's also Perfect Draft news that you always need, so I will do that. I'll probably also revisit some kegs. Club's coming back out. I think they've dropped it by 0.5%. I think that's now going to be 5% Club Tropica. So I'm not adverse to getting that and whacking that in there, because it was a hell of a keg. So I'll do that as well. Do not worry, Perfect Drafters, if you were going to be bothered. There'll be plenty of reviews coming up, even though I have kind of reached the end of the line of the kegs that are available. Come on, Perfect Draft. Whack a few more out. Just, whack them out. Whack-a-mole. But anyway, people, whatever you're doing this weekend, make it an absolute belter. If you're at that Radio 2 Party in the Park thing at Victoria Park and see me, say hello. I'm there. Yeah, could buy me a beer if you could get to the bar. Probably won't be able to get to the bar. But anyway, Whatever you're doing, have an absolute belter. Enjoy a few beers with a few mates. Enjoy Perfect Drafters. Have an absolute cracker. Enjoy. Cheers, Perfect Drafters. Cheers.